So today we are doing a detailed review of oh, kind of sort of the first dolls that I got. My first Pixie Hollow dolls, that is. I got these dolls for Christmas of, I think, 2019, and my aunt found them at a thrift store, and I did see them and I took a picture of them. So here's a picture of them at the thrift store. And I remember walking back to the aisle and they weren't there, and I got a little flustered because I was like, I gotta go and get my wallet or something, and I was going to buy them. But then that year for Christmas, my aunt got them for me. So and I love them very much. We have 4 dolls here. We have Winter Tink, we have Periwinkle, Silver Mist, and lastly Vidia. So I'm going to do a detailed review formatted just like my Rosetta Pixie Prince review. No, I've done some research on these dolls, and we're going to take a very close look at the dolls overall, and we're also going to talk about how their wings are attached, because that is very different with each Disney fairy line I have found, and you'll definitely see why when we get to a certain doll. So I'm very excited. Okay, let's begin. So let's begin with Tink and Periwinkle. So these were made by Jack Specific and were released in 2012 in a Friendship Forever set. So they came together. The packaging shows the dolls off, and to the side of the box of each of the doll is like a bubble with their name and talent. So Periwinkle, a frost fairy, and Tink, a tinker fairy. Framing the dolls is like a green stem, but it has frost coming from the bottom of the box, and I love the details in the packaging, like the purple flower on Perry's like name bubble, and the one behind the picture of them together in the bottom corner. So the dolls. Actually, this doll, this Tink doll, is actually wearing the clothes from Tink in the Friendship Forever set. So the doll itself is actually Pirate Tink, video coming out eventually. So I did originally have the doll itself that went with this fashion pack, or Friendship Forever pack, but in my journey of collecting, I really didn't want like a whole lot of character doubles when it came to the dolls, but I would love to have so many of the clothing, of the fashion that some of the doll lines came with. I am so excited, I'm like stumbling on my words. So because this is Pirate Tink, we're just gonna look at the outfit and the wings. Here's a closer look at the outfit from the Friendship Forever set. And I love the iridescentness in these wings. They are gorgeous. And this is Tink's wing print. So moving down is the Friendship Forever Tinkerbell winter coat. And I really don't like glitter, and this outfit is completely covered in glitter, and I don't like the texture of that. I much more prefer glitter that's like embedded, if it's covered up so it doesn't fall off, because glitter is a microplastic and it is extremely horrible for the planet and extremely damaging to ecosystems and us humans as well, or clumsies. So the glittered part is green, and there is soft white fabric at the cuff of the sleeve and around the neck. There is a glitter gold like band around the waist, and the bottom half of the dress coat is jagged to mimic Tink's original look. And the Fashion Forever Tink also comes with her winter boots, but oddly there are no pom-poms. Now let's talk about Periwinkle. So Periwinkle has the same wings as Tink because they're sisters, and it has that same iridescent sheen to it. So here's a closer look at Peri's face. She is looking to the side and she has bright blue eyes. Her hair is styled with gel, and over time that has yellowed, but I think having at least this doll's hair really gelled is the only way to achieve Peri's like updo. And here's a closer look at Peri's outfit. The blue leaf part is full glitter, and it has this like indent in the fabric to make it look like a leaf, and I love that detail very much. The white feathery bits, because I'm not actually sure what these are like supposed to be made out of, so they kind of look like Vidia's jagged edges on her pants, so they look like feathers to me. But anyways, this fabric has an iridescent sheen to it, and I love that detail. And she also has on her blue shoes with the sparkly white pom-poms. Oh! So the wings are okay, but that was a really good example of how these wings are attached. So the Tink and Periwinkle from the Friendship Forever set, their wings are attached by Velcro to the outfits. It's not the best attachments because they do easily fall off. Go watch my Rosetta doll review. Her wings were attached by this like clip thing that actually went inside the doll. I think I actually more prefer that than the Velcro. Anything but Velcro. Moving on to the articulation. They have the basic 5 move articulation with movement at the neck, shoulder, and hip. Also, did you know that fairies are about 5 inches tall? Now, I don't know how actually tall these dolls are, but I feel like if we saw one of these, a fairy in real life, I feel like they would be about this size, because, like, I don't know, that's just proportional to me. It looks just about right. So now we're going to take a detailed look at Silver Mist. I love this doll so much. I'm so happy to have a doll of Silver Mist. She is my favorite character, at least out of the main 6. So it goes Silver Mist, Rosetta, and Tink. So let's take a closer look at Sil. So Sil is made by Playmates, and it seems like there were a few manufacturers for the Disney Fairies merchandise or toys. So this is a Fashion Fairies Silver Mist. She originally comes with another outfit that's kind of her autumn outfit from the movies, but it's really just the shoes that are autumn themed, really. On the box at the top corner, next to some fashion pictures, it says mix and match fashions. In like the middle of the box, it says fashion fits all 8-inch fairy friends. So I guess this Sil is 8 inches. The box's plastic cover has swirls in it like the fairy's wings. And on the back of Sil's box, it shows those fashion pictures again, but in full. It advertises Pixie Hollow online, RIP the original, but there is a remake of it, and it's called We the Pixies, and you may find me flying around there sometimes. There's also like a bio about Sil, and I love that. So it has her talent, which is water. Her likes is where everyone gets along. Her favorites, food, something chestnut, and her favorite flower is water lily. Tink and Ro are also part of this doll line, and that's just flitterific, and I think it would be so cool to at least have their outfits. And I love the package design. So let's take a closer look at Silver Mist from Playmates. So here's a closer look at Sil's face. She has brown eyes and a light red lip color. She has black hair that is very long, and it is styled to have a little twist in the front, just like the movies. I styled her hair myself. And her wings are her wing prints. I love how they're very consistent with making sure that the wings were the right print. Also, I don't know what year this Sil came out. I could not find that within my doll research, and she doesn't really have any like manufacturer like what is it, like manufacturer stamp engraved in the plastic of the doll's back. She doesn't really have that, so it's a mystery for like when she came out. That's okay. Anyways, her wings, so here's a closer look at her hair. Look how long it is. I love how long it is. So her wings are attached with like a clip that clips into the back of the doll. So let's see if I can give you a nicer view here. Definitely. Here you go. So see how it's like a peg that goes into the back of the doll? I like that also. I like this style of wing attachment also because the wings are very secure to the doll. They do not fall off. You don't really have to worry about the doll's wings getting damaged because the plastic that they seem to be very consistent with throughout the different manufacturers for the Disney Fairies dolls, at least, seems to be the same, the plastic for the wings. So that's kind of interesting, and I like how Playmates decided to do the clips. So let's take a closer look at Syl's outfit. She has on a printed top. Again, this doll was meant to be like outfit mix-up, like you could change and mix and match her outfit. Kind of the same concept as Rosetta from Pixie Prince. Her printed on or painted on top, really, it looks more like it's painted on, has a little bit of glitter on it, and I don't mind that because it's not the type of glitter that will fall off. It seems to be sealed in, and I like that. She does have on a fabric skirt that is made out of satin and is over time is like slowly unraveling, but that just means that she's loved very much. I have played with this doll and just sat and admired and played with her hair very many times, so that's where the fraying comes. So her skirt has one layer where it's just a plain satin blue, and then the other layer is like a cross layer thing. The under layer has an iridescent blue fabric, and I love that so much. Her legs are molded in a light blue color, so like she's wearing leggings, and I don't mind that because printed on or like additional leggings can become very bulky on a doll. At least they were kind of bulky on Rosetta, but it's okay. And she just has some plain blue flats that match the same color as her top and her fabric skirt. Moving on to her articulation. First, her arms are displayed out into a very elegant pose, and I just love that so much. It's very sweet, very Silver Mist as well. This doll is a lot shorter than my Jakks Pacific dolls, and I love that because I think in the movies she is shorter, and I really like that accuracy. Also, I think that just comes with the different manufacturers for the dolls. So moving on to her articulation, she has the basic 5 points with movement at her neck, at the head, at the shoulder, and at the hip. So she can sit and she can do really cute poses. They also go out kind of far. That's so cute. It's like she's flying. Oh, before you go, so I find it interesting that Tink, Sil, and Ro are almost always part of the deluxe sets, and they never really included Fawn, Iridessa, or Vidia into these deluxe sets that included like extra bits, whether that be fashion or accessories, or like cool gimmicks like with Pixie Prince. I consider this line of Sil to be a deluxe set because of all of the accessories. It's not just by if the doll is articulated, and this Sil is not. She has the basic 5 moves, but she does come with a whole bunch of extra accessories. There are budget line dolls that have like one or another character, but it always seems like Fawn, Iridessa, and Vidia were always left out. I wanted to let you know, it's easy to tell how a fairy is feeling just by looking at her glow. A fairy's glow changes depending on their mood. So lemon yellow tends to be normal or neutral. Pinkish glow is proud. If the glow winks out, then they are startled or frightened. And if their glow is an orangish color, it means that they're embarrassed or angry. And then lastly, if their glow is flaring like really bright, then that means that they're excited or happy. Something I've noticed about the dolls though is that their wing color is more dependent on like their color scheme or their talent, which I guess is the same thing, because I feel like they are very sorted by color. Yes, I'm actually very certain about that, because like Tink is green and Vidia is purple and Fawn is orange, so like everyone has their own color, but it also correlates to their talent. So I have found that their wings have like a blue sheen to them, or even Tink's wings here, actually these don't even have, they don't have any sheen to them, actually, never mind. But I feel like my thought still is valid. So now let's take a closer look at Vidia. So this Vidia is from a budget line by Jack Specific based on Great Fairy Rescue and how she looks in the movie. The line was released in 2010 alongside a Queen Clarion. I want this Queen Clarion doll so much. So much. As far as I know, because I did a lot of research on the website Dollect, that's where I'm getting a whole bunch of this information. The only Queen Clarion doll Jack Specific released is this one. There's also one by Playmates, and I want that one so badly. And when I get that doll, I definitely want to do a detailed review video on her. Anyways, Vidia. Let's take a closer look at my Vidia doll from Jack Specific. So here is a closer look at Vidia. She has light lavender eyes with kind of a bright lip red color. Her hair is tinted purple with some black streaks in it, and it is very long, but it's in a high ponytail. She has on a fabric hair tie, and I've styled her hair to be a little bit more movie accurate, where it's like twisted but still very poofy. And her wings are attached by Velcro, but they are her wing prints, and I love her wing print. They're very her wings are very slender because she is a fast flying fairy. I guess that's just more aerodynamic. Her wings do have a slight purple tint, so do you see what I was talking about? So moving on to Vidia's outfit, I'm pretty sure that this is like almost like an exact replica of her outfit from Great Fairy Rescue, or this is her in her main outfit. And the doll, like the doll line itself, is just advertised with the movie coming out. Her fabric outfit is made out of purple satin, and it has light purple translucent bits around the collar of the top and around the top of the pants. They are two separate parts, see? And they velcro in the back, just like all of the other fashion accessories, fabric at least. 5 moves of articulation with movement at the head, shoulder, and hip. I feel like my froggy stuff when I do stuff like that, when I talk about the articulation. I have one little fun fact. While us clumsies or humans say pleased to meet you, see you later, I'm sorry, or goodbye, fairies, at least from Pixie Hollow, they say fly with you, fly safely, and I'd fly backwards if I could, or fly again soon. So if you ever wonder why I say fly again soon on some of my community posts or at the end of my videos, that is why, because you're creating an aesthetic here. And also I just love saying it. Thank you for hanging out with me while I talked about some dolls. I had so much fun filming this video. I was very excited and I did trip up over my words a few times. I still am, but I'm just being real. That is a completely normal thing when a neurodivergent person is excited. Fly with you soon.